The Tom Woods Show, episode 1073.
Prepare to set fire to the index card of allowable opinion. Your daily dose of liberty education starts here. The Tom Woods Show.
Folks, everybody always thinks the current U.S. president must be the worst, but man, is there competition for that title. Check out our free course on the presidents and their crimes against liberty at freehistorycourse.com. Hey everybody, Tom Woods here. Brion McClanahan joins us once again today. You know Brion. He is the author of many books, most recently How Alexander Hamilton Screwed Up America. He holds a Ph.D. in history from the University of South Carolina, and you can find him over at brionmcclanahan.com. Brion with an O, brionmcclanahan.com. That's where you can also find his podcast, The Brion McClanahan Show. Lots of great Brion McClanahan stuff over there. Brion, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Tom. I appreciate it.
I think back now to some of the crazy interviews I've done over the years promoting books. I remember the Joey Reynolds show. That was on CBS Radio. I remember it was one of these interviews I had to drive all the way into New York to be there in studio with him. And I think I was promoting my book on the Catholic Church and Western civilization. And he had a copy. He obviously hadn't even looked at it. And halfway through, he asked me, "So what is Zionism, by the way?" It was like this is something that had been bothering him for a while, and he figured, well, you seem smart enough. I'll ask you the question. Has nothing to do, it's not a million miles within what I'm talking about. I could not get over that I wound up kind of satisfying his historical curiosity on a bunch of completely irrelevant topics. Very, very annoying. But my all-time favorite one was on a much more obscure show that I went on, and it came time to take calls, and one of the callers called in, and it was almost as if the caller hadn't been listening to the show. The caller said that he was convinced that government officials were exchanging secret messages with each other via the political cartoons in his local newspaper. And the host at that point said to me, "Tom, by the way, I don't know if you know, but we don't screen the calls on this show." And I thought, well, how about that? You don't say, really? You don't? I would never have guessed.
I've got a good story like that too. I was on with a friend of mine in kind of a local talk show, and he didn't screen the calls either. Well, he had a guy call in, and he started talking about the chemtrails conspiracy, and the host, straight face, starts saying, "Well, you know, that's not a problem for us because Brian and I have been vaccinated for those. Have you been vaccinated for them?" That's great. And the guy starts saying, "Really? You can get a vaccine for that?" Oh, it was absolutely hilarious. So it was one of the funniest things. I had to actually put the phone so I couldn't, because I was laughing so hard at what this guy was doing to this poor caller. Hilarious. So,
what do you say we take a call? Art, let's put one through. I think they've got the lines jammed up. We'll take some calls if you're on subject. Now you gotta love what we're talking about here, and we're going to give a book away to someone that knows the answer to this question. Who primarily drafted the Declaration of Independence? That means our Declaration of Independence. There are lots of them out there. But if you know the answer to that question, you're going to win 9 presidents who screwed up America and 4 who tried to save her. And I'll give you a hint. There are actually a few more than that in there, aren't there, Brian?
Right, yeah. You could have, there was 5 people that you could say, but let's go with the primary author.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have Fred. Is that Fred online too? Fred.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who primarily drafted the Declaration of Independence?
I'm sorry. Who primarily drafted the what?
The Declaration of Independence.
Thomas Jefferson.
You got it. And you've got 9 presidents who screwed up America by Brion McClanahan. And we'll put you on hold and get your phone number. All you need to do is come by the studio tomorrow or any day thereafter. Don't wait too long. They may swipe it around here, all right? You have anything else to add, Fred?
Well, I'm just curious why nobody's addressing these chemtrail issues.
Well, I tell you, the chemtrails, I've gotten vaccinated against them, and I know Brian has too, but they're an issue that we're going to...
Wait. You said you got vaccinated
well,
against them? How do you
got to
do that?
be part of a test group, clinical trial.
Are you kidding me?
Well, maybe I've said too much. We're going to have a future. We're going to have a future show on it.
No, I'm glad you said that. I didn't know that there was a.
You got to stay on the internet and go to the government clinical trial section, and you got to keep looking, and it'll pop up occasionally. We're going to have a show on it in the future. Just stay tuned.
What about the vaccinations? I mean, come on, this shit they did down in Mexico.
I know.
This clinical trial and the shit that they're fucking spraying all over Australia now.
You got to take that risk. You got to take that risk. We'll get back to it, Fred. Keep listening, all right? All right, we have Greg, I'm sorry, next line.